introduce your next president-elect, Dr. NACHI, who is like to be called NACHI and nothing else.
Thank you very much, Dr. Prasad, and of course, Dr. Gan before you. I've been asked to speak a few words about myself, which is exciting. And to start and talk about who I am, I need to tell you where I come from. I come from a long line of physicians, 5th generation to be exact. And when you come from a long line of physicians, you do, when you reach age, is what any self-respecting Indian from a doctor's family would do, which is to join the Indian mafia. So I joined the Indian mafia, but I was a horrible hitman. So my father called me, he sat me down, and he said, "Son, you don't look good, you're not very intelligent, and you suck at real life. How about joining med school?" And that's how I joined med school. My name is NACHI, you can call me NACHI. I've been in New Brunswick for the past 10 years, and I work in a place called Mont. Before I move on any further, I would like to thank all of you, especially my colleagues from New Brunswick who have given me the opportunity to be here today. I've had a chance to work with the CPA now on various committees for the past few years, and I've also been very active with the Provincial Psychiatric Association. I'm in a second term as the president, and I'm also the treasurer of the New Brunswick Medical Society. I do have an MBA in healthcare from the Solar School of Business, Vancouver. These things, as important as they have been to me, are nothing compared to my ability and desire to work shoulder to shoulder with every single one of you here and those beyond this room as we work together to talk about those who don't have a voice, or perhaps they do have a voice, which is not loud enough. As I stand here in front of you, I cannot help but talk about how exciting times these are. We've heard our previous speakers talk about those times. And never before has the need been more to stand together as individuals and as an organization. Because we are nothing but vehicles of change as we move our patients from a place of illness to a place of wellness and different stages of recovery in between. In these vehicles of change, we as psychiatrists are the steering and the wheels. But the engine that powers this vehicle of change through different potholes of bureaucracy and people making decisions without knowing what they're talking about is still the Canadian Psychiatric Association. And that is where our real power lies, in coming together and supporting each other. I was sitting next to Gary and we talked endlessly about different cars and so. So when we talk of engines, we have to talk about the spark plugs. And in this engine of CPA, which drives the vehicle of change, the spark still comes from the staff, led by Mr. Brimacombe. At this point in time, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to ask the staff and Glenn to kindly stand up so you can have a round of applause. Please. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Glenn. And before I end, I'd like to end with a quote from Gandhi. Gandhi said, "A society isn't measured by what it has or what it owns, but it's measured by how it looks after its most vulnerable people." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are about. We are in the business of strengthening those who have no voice. We are in the business of empowering and creating equity. That's what we do. On that note, I'd like to call to the end formal closure of the proceedings. And the stage is going to be taken over by DJ Francis. And apparently everybody's supposed to dance and dance away. Thank you very much.